Not good, Teddy.
Okay. Okay, well, let's jump in then, and if you're ready,
Yeah.
we'll jump in. If someone joins us, they can, or if not, then you have a private class.
That'll work.
So let's. I like to start with an invocation. So I'm going to do a traditional prayer for the medicine Buddha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaisajya Guru Vaidya Prabhadajaya Tadagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tathagata Om Vaisajya 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 Gate Swaha. May all beings be well and happy, peaceful and prosperous, free from suffering, especially those in need of mercy. So be it.
So be it.
So this is welcome. So this
Thank
is
you.
going to be our. I intended it just as an overview of the chakra system for as an introduction to our reading group that we're going to be starting at the next month. That'll be working our way one chakra a month through one of the best-selling books on chakras, Wheels of Life by Anna Davis, and so that's available on Amazon. Or if you're in the Fresno Clovis area, and Robert has a lot of copies at Open Night for the group, so you can get there.
Well, I did buy it from Robert yesterday, so I do have the book.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent, nice. So there was quite a few people that are interested in the reading group that are signed up, but I guess I don't know if everyone's busy today or what happened with.
Well, I know there's an antique show in Clovis, so.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm horrible at scheduling. I always pick the worst. Well, not always, but a lot of times. Okay.
Well, you said the last Sunday of the month, so you know.
Yeah, and then it's going to be posted too, so they can watch it.
Oh,
And I was also thinking to go ahead and make a Facebook group for the reading group, so that way we have everything a little more everyone on the same page and able to share questions and notes with each other and things like that. So I'll definitely send you an invite as soon as we get that going.
okay.
So for the chakras, there's a lot of different attributes for each chakra, and so we're not going to start from the very, very bottom, because I'm assuming people that are studying chakras at least have that foundational knowledge about that they're the energy centers in the body. They all have different functions as far as healing and as far as spiritual evolution. And so what I would like to do is focus a little bit on their qualities, and then also get into a little bit about how they're used for healing and in healing work.
Okay.
So one of the first things that we notice when we're looking at the chakras is the colors, and
Right.
it does follow the color wheel that we learn in. I assume I learned it in grade school. I'm assuming everyone does. But I'm in my 40s, so I don't know if they still teach it, but I think they do, because it's pretty basic. But just the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And so we learned Roy G. Biv, someone named Roy G. Biv, to remember it. So red, orange, yellow,
Oh, okay.
and then his middle name is G, probably Gary or Greg or something. So green, and then Biv, the blue, indigo, and then violet. And so it follows the chakras follow the same that we see in the rainbow. And so what that also is that it's sort of a ladder of lights. And then anyone familiar with there's also a Kabbalistic system that puts a person on the tree of life. And so the colors are a little different with that system, with the Jewish mysticism system. But this one is, as far as the colors, it's pretty standard. So red, that really earthy energy for our root chakra, the thing that grounds us to the earth, so the densest vibration. And then going up a little more to our sacral chakra, or also some people call it the sex chakra, is that yellow or that orange energy. And then going up a little bit more to the solar plexus, that yellow. So the solar plex chakra is where we hold on when we have our anger, issues, fears, anxiety, worry. When people say, "Oh, that hit me so hard, I just felt it in the pit of my stomach." So
Yeah.
that's where we feel it. That's where we literally feel those energies in our solar plexus. So right underneath the heart. But then raising that vibration a little bit higher to the actual heart center, then that's going to be green, that loving light, that healing light, that the light that shares with others and is open to others. When we think about green, we think springtime, think about the renewal of life, our heart center. And then going up a little bit further, that blue, the color of the sky, basic color of the sky, blue energy. So that's our throat chakra, our creativity, our expression, and a way to remember to associate the colors so that we create through our words and through our speaking. And then that sky blue. So well, your head looks like it's in the cloud today, right? Because you're daydreaming, you're thinking, you're being creative. So that sky energy, that blue energy with the throat. And then going up a little bit further to the indigo at the ajna or the third eye chakra.
Right.
So that's our concentration, our intuition. It's the frontal lobe of the brain, which is our logic, our intuition, our reason. So where the throat is our creativity, our creative side. So then the ajna is our logical side, our thought side. So also our will. If we're willful, if we're trying to do something, create something, when someone's concentrating, they'll get that wrinkle right there.
Right.
Right. And so that's it's still sky energy because it's a higher function, but then it's more intense. So then it's that indigo, that meditation, that concentration energy. And then the violet, electric violet, violet is the highest vibration. That's our crown chakra. So that's at the very top of our head. That's what connects us to our spirituality, to our highest aspect of ourselves, to our, a lot of people say there's a spiritual, according to Hindu philosophy, where this comes, there's a spiritual cord that comes up from there. And so then that connects us to the divine above us through what's called the spiritual cord is called the Antakarana. You don't have to memorize that. You'll just, if you see it, just so you know what it is.
Yeah, of course.
Spiritual cord that connects us to the divine. So that's the Roy G. Biv, red, right? Grounding, orange, creative, like when we see oranges, catching oranges and being bees coming, scent, and our creative energy, but a different energy than the throat chakra. So that's the inception, the seeds of creation, and then the worry, that yellow. So whenever we see warning signs, that yellow sign, right?
Right.
Coming up. So that green, of course, heart, loving, light, blue, throat, indigo, ajna, and then violet, crown. And then I never used, they're called the beej mantras. So
Mm-hmm.
a mantra in Sanskrit, beej means a seed. And so one time a friend of mine a few months ago, in fact, Robert, a few months ago, asked me about them and how to use them. And I had to admit, well, I don't know anything about them. They're out there, but they're not really, really common. And so I decided to go ahead and learn them and just maybe incorporate it a little bit. But so the way Roy G. Biv on that side, so I was trying to think of Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, and then it's on this what this picture that I'm sharing, it has Om, but the Sanskrit letter is actually Ah, and then the crown is Om. So it's a little but so it's a little different, but when we get there. So
Well,
what I
that isn't the well, I chant that at times, just
so that's
just
our
to kind of
crown chakra energy. So that's what connects to our
okay.
to our own soul.
I
So
keep you I keep you on mute because you're breaking in and out, so I can't
oh
hear you. I can't hear you clearly, so I have you on mute. I learned that with Zoom. If I don't have it on mute, like the connection just keeps going in and out, in and out. So,
oh okay,
but I
and I don't have
listen. I
my
give you
crown.
feedback.
Okay, thank you. And so the way Roy G. Biv, the way I came the what I came up with to remember the order of the letters, LVR YH. So I imagine someone that really, really loves liver. And so we tell them, okay, we're having liver for dinner. And they say, liver, Yahoo. So the base, L, V, R for the solar plexus. So that's liver. And then also those are the lower chakras. So they're underneath the heart. So they're more our base instinct. So we can like imagine that liver energy, that very base dense energy or denser energy. And then Yahoo, that expression of happiness. So Yah, Yam, Ham, Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham. And then, so we look in our refrigerator, they're happy that they're getting liver and there's none in there. And so you have to go back to them and say, okay, I'm sorry. We're not going to have liver anyway. And so they think about it and they say, ah, right? Ah. And then, well, what else do you want? Om. Right. But I'm thinking about it. Let me see. So that was just a little trick that I came up for me to remember. So
To
live
remember.
Yahoo. Oh, there is none. Okay, well, what else? So so that helps me. If it helps you, that that would be good. So I'm going to switch slides, and I didn't make a slide for this because I'm only using or a PowerPoint because I'm only using 2 pictures. But um, where is? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Is that it, or is that the same? Oh, that's the same one we were using. Um, so the next one, we're going to get into just a little bit of how the healing actually works, or the functional part of healing with the chakras. So when we're looking at the chakra system, we've already touched on this a little bit. Each one is associated or connected to a lot of our basic human instincts, a lot of our, not only that part of the body where the chakra sits, but also if the energy is blocked, then we'll tend to have trouble at that part of the body. Like if the root chakra is blocked, then someone has lower back issues. If the sacral is chalked, then it can manifest as different sexual issues. The solar plexus, it can be digestion issues. Then also, since that's where the diaphragm is, a little bit of trouble breathing. Heart, of course, heart issues. Throat would be like thyroid issues, also growth issues, ajna, headaches, eye trouble, and then crown would be uh, also anything that has to do with the head, but then also so throat would be neck pain, and then
So
that
as I see here from the left to the right, so then the first chakra, so when I'm gonna get a energy clearing, so is this what would be being clear, like the fear, like if my first chakra is blocked by fear, that would that's what I would do, what he would do to help cleanse that, clear it.
to help clear, yes. But
Okay.
also, so there's a couple of things. So I wanted to go over. So base chakra. So when we're dealing with the base chakra, it's the very, very first chakra, and it's also our connection to our body. And so it says blocked by fear, but it's not just that. Like our phobias and different things that we're afraid of. It doesn't really translate to that. What base chakra fear translates to is more of that fight or flight syndrome, and so it doesn't register anything base doesn't register at all on an emotional level. It's just pure body energy, and that was something that I had to, that she goes over very, very well in our Wheels of Life book. But so the fear that they're talking about isn't necessarily, it's not going to be
Emotional fear. It's more of,
at all.
okay.
It's going to really be um, like touching a hand on the stove and it's hot, right? When we jerk that hand back, we're not thinking, oh, someone left the stove on, now I'm angry, and oops, I'm afraid that my hand's gonna get burnt. We don't even, it doesn't even register like that. Not emotional at all, just purely instinctual, right? So that's that type of base chakra fear. When we talk about fear in a base chakra, uh, and we see on the other side, it deals with issues of survival.
Survival. Right. Okay.
So as we go up to the sacral chakra or the sex chakra, it's pleasure, but also any type of physical pleasure. So like eating something like going to our favorite restaurant, and I haven't tasted this for a while, right? So, or being around people we love, or doing things that we enjoy. So anything that brings us pleasure. But then the other side of that is that guilt. So things that, um, so anything that brings, so our pleasure, but then a lot of times the opposite side of it is that guilty feeling. So it can be guilt about anything, guilt about how I might have treated a loved one. And so uh, when we're doing applying it to biofield therapy or applying it to any type of energy work, a lot of what I teach in my classes is we can program that energy. Then there's a lot of techniques to go through it, but one of the affirmations that we use to subsidize the programming of the energy is just removing any and all parts and particles, those vibrations of guilt that I may be holding on to, or that may be manifest in my field at that chakra. Let them be dissolved and disintegrated in a gentle and loving manner, always in a gentle and loving manner, because we don't have to learn through drama and trauma, right? We can learn
Yeah,
through spiritual evolution. So let them be dissolved and disintegrated in a gentle and loving manner.
I like that. Okay.
And then as we move up to the solar plexus, so we said, so then that would be that emotional style fear, uh, that's different than the base chakra fear. And then also all of our anxieties or anything that we feel in the pit of our stomach, that um, those negative emotions or raw emotions. But then it's also a part of our willpower. So it gives us that drive too, right? So it's not only negative, but sometimes, well, if I have an assignment due, or if I have to do, if I have something that I need to do, so that causes that little bit of anxiety, but then also as I'm getting it done, I'm using my willpower, right? So if there's fears and anxieties there, then let us dissolve and disintegrate in a gentle and loving manner. Anything that's those vibrations of anxiety, of fear, of worry. So it's good to worry about people that we love and things that we love, but also if it becomes an issue for us, once it's gone on too long, and now it's causing issue because I can't stop worrying about this, even though I know everything's going to be fine, and I know that there's nothing I'm going to be able to do, and that ultimately worry isn't going to really have a positive effect. But so let me dissolve and disintegrate those energies of worry, those vibrations of worry that I might be hanging on to in a gentle and loving manner. Uh, so moving up to the heart, so we'd already talked about that green energy, that life affirming and loving energy.
Right.
But then also love someone and we lose them. So this is we all deal with loss, whether it's a person or a thing or a pet or whatever. Uh, when we lose that, then in our society, what does our society say about, okay, be strong for this person, be strong for that person, right?
Right.
And when we're talking
Right.
about pushing those feelings down, what happens when we push that grief down? Okay, this grief is happening, but I'm not going to process it right now. I'm going to be strong for this, for my kids, or strong for my spouse, or I'm going to be strong for my parents, right? And so that expression, well, just push it down, push it down. We push it into where? Right?
Right.
So we push that down into the solar plexus. So then it becomes anger and it becomes worry and it becomes anxiety
I
because we're
see.
not dealing. And then if we push it down even further, right? Okay, well, if I lose someone that's dear to me, I pushed it down, and now I'm not still not processing it from heart or solar plexus, and we're pushing it down more and more. Then it starts manifesting as guilt. Well, I should have treated them better. I should have done this. Should have done that. Right? See how that process works.
Right.
Uh, should have done this. Well, we can't live in should have because that's not reality. We have to. One of the main things of when we're working with chakra energies is to be present and to live in the present. But I should have done this. I should have done that, and that becomes guilt. And then pushed down even further, then it becomes just that instinctual reflex. So I've not dealt with it, not
That's how
processed
I live.
it, not interested in processing it now. And so that's been pushed down. Now I meet someone else that's um, I won't make new friends easily, right? Because now I've created this little wall against it because I
Right.
lost the person. What if I'm going to lose them? So then that becomes just that instinctual. Okay, I don't want to meet anyone. I don't want to open myself up to anything. I don't want to. I don't want to put myself in a situation that I might experience another loss, and
Right.
we don't even know that it's going on most of the time because it's on such a base chakra level, but
Makes sense.
it manifests in a very, very real way. And so what
Makes
we
sense.
do with energy healing is just to, and there's layers and layers of that on every one of our chakras. And so as we're doing sessions and do it on a regular basis, and let me just let me look at the vibration of guilt. Okay, where does that guilt come from? Or if I'm working on a base chakra level, okay, that vibration, cutting myself off from other people, and maybe part of that. And so I start eating a little bit more, and because when we get a little bit bigger, then that's building a shield against right, even though it's
Right.
padding up the body, but I'm building the shield against their people. So let me
It's like our
when I'm
mask, pretty much.
so as I'm looking at that, and exactly like a mask.
A
And so
mask. Yeah.
energy, so as we're deconstructing it, that's why during the energy sessions, so many, something that might have happened 10 years ago, and all of a sudden the person's crying and they haven't even thought about this in years, because it's
Right.
released slowly and lovingly, releasing those energies.
Right.
So as we move up, so truth, so the opposite, so our expression, this chart has the opposite is lies. So, and not just lies that we tell others, but the biggest we are the biggest liars to ourselves. Right? Because we could try to tell something untrue to someone else, and most of the they're gonna see through it, or if not, then they'll pretend that, oh okay, sure, and go on with their lives. But when we start telling those lies to ourselves, that inhibits our creativity. It inhibits our our own self-expression, right? And so part of it is, especially when we're working on throat chakra level, is just to learn to be truthful. And that also helps that lower energy process too. So that grief energy, instead of pushing it down, we want to raise it up. So let me be truthful about how this is my feeling, and I'm really feeling this way, and it hurts, and I'm going through it, and it's not fun, and it's not, and I'm going to give this time to myself, and I am hurting, or if this person is hurting, and I can still be present for my family and my friends and the people close to me, and be expressive of my own suffering, and let them so the opposite of, and now instead of cutting them off, cutting other people off, well, let me let that love from the heart energy and raise it up to that expression. And just like I'm present for you, like you can be present for me too during this healing process, right? So it's, see how that flow, when we transmute that energy, transform that energy and push it in a different direction, it really is transformed.
Right.
And then we lift it up into our ajna, to that, overcoming that illusion, that illusionary state, that a lot of us, myself included, that we have to work through. And
Right.
what that so throat chakra is that distinction between lies, and then ajna is that, or the third eye then is that really getting down to the nitty gritty, and not only being truthful, not only being truthful to ourselves, but then also cutting through the illusion in the world, and in our
Right.
spirituality, and in the way we look at ourselves, and the way we interact with others. And then so finally, when we raise energy to our, they say, give it to God and let go. So raising
Right.
it to the crown chakra, giving it to our higher, to our soul, like holding it in our body vibration. So
That's why meditation is so good. Like I've been doing meditation for some time already, and listening to different types of people as I meditate, and I found one that's better than the other that kind of puts me in that transcendent state, but I'm still brand new with all of this. I grew up in a lot of spirituality, but it was a lot different than what I'm searching for.
okay.
Um, so yeah, so I find that I'm trying to find the balance because my balance isn't balanced yet. I've had a lot in my life happen to me, so finding that balance it's hard sometimes.
That's
Mhm.
and that's, and part of that, like when we're doing healing work, uh, so the method that I started my healing journey is called pranic healing. Like prana is the energy, uh, the life energy that animates all of
I believe I
the.
heard that or read that somewhere.
And so the pranic healing, the system that I follow is uh, the founder is Grandmaster Koa, and one of his head students, Grandmaster is Master Ko, who I had the honor of meeting a few times. Who's a really wonderful teacher, and one of the things that he teaches
Oh,
is that
that's cool.
when it happens on deep levels, the most profound type of healing work that we can do is integration, and that's not
Right.
only with the energy healing that we do, but also modern psychotherapy. A lot of psychotherapeutic models and modules aim towards integration. So the idea that we're fragmented beings, and so bringing ourselves back together to reintegrating those parts of ourselves that we might be missing, that we might be and that whole idea of willpower. So the lower willpower in the solar plexus, and then um, the higher willpower in the ajna, right? So lifting it up. So a lot of times we allow others to, and in energy healing, we call it they lay their energy bodies on us or lay their energy matrices on us. So removing those and clearing those so that we become authentic. So
Right.
living our life to, we can still love other people or we can still make other people happy, but we don't have to live our lives for them, right? There's a huge difference there. So most of the time, we want to, we start living our lives for other people, but really when we're integrating the healing energy, and not to become selfish and not to become self-absorbed and only me, but really uncovering that authenticity, we can be present for other people that we love. So that's a big part of it too.
Um, yeah, I noticed I'm starting my healing work, and I do therapy as well, but being 43, there's a lot of healing to be done, so I'm learning to be my authentic self and live for me and, have my time and, I'm married and I'm trying to, help my husband too understand me, but he doesn't, I've suffered a lot of trauma and pain in my life. And so, um, trying to find that journey, that path that I've been on for a couple of years, I've been able finally to be able to do it like, not 24/7, but actually search for it now. I can actually, have the time and the money to do it, and that's my intention is to finally be my authentic self because I've worn a mask all my life, so I've never been able to be me. And I know who I am, I'm a very loving, kind, beautiful person, but that mask just overrides everything. So it's like it's time to just learn and or try or figure it out to begin this healing journey and this healing self so I can be the authentic self every moment,
I love that. Thank you so much.
so yeah.
Absolutely. That's that's wonderful. I love that. Thank you. That's wonderful. And a
Mhm.
lot of one of a Reiki healers that I enjoy reading. She talks about uh, when you're doing energy sessions with someone. She calls both
What
people
is it?
healing partners. The healer and the person being healed, they're healing partners, because the healer can hold that space for you, but we really do the work for ourselves. So we're partners in anytime you're doing energy work with someone, you're partners in that. And so one of the things that I've learned to do is to say, okay, thank you for holding this space for me. Thank you for, or when I'm doing a session for someone, I'm holding this space for you. And when they make progress, especially huge progress, when they're able to jump over those blocks that might have been their whole lives. Um,
Right.
I,
I've been thinking of shamanism, Reiki, like, I mean, I'm on a journey. I'm on a soul searching. I'm dipping and dabbing in everything to trying to find my home, trying to find my soul tribe, trying to find, I mean, I'm very spiritual. I'm a dreamer, and I have gifts, but I feel like I don't utilize my gifts as I should because I have all these blockages. I have everything that's just piled upon each other, so I need to do all this healing and energy work in order for me to be me, so to speak, and um yeah, so I talked to Robert too, and he said that he doesn't do Reiki anymore and stuff, but I just feel everything's in divine timing for me, even seeing your class and seeing his shop and and everything to me is in divine timing, and that's how I see it, when the higher when the divine or the higher powers there, I put my trust and faith in them and to lead the way, and
definitely.
that's why I'm here, so it's good, it makes me happy, but at the same time it it takes time and patience and
Uh, That's
progress
what
and understanding and you know
I
and I thank you for this class, I appreciate it.
thank you so much, and many blessings on your journey. I think you're uh, definitely letting spirit guide you, and I made
Yeah,
many doors open to you, and
thank you.
that
To
healing
you as
space
well.
be foundational for you, and to open up so many more healing paths, and allow that energy to be integrated on a full and complete level for a quick and complete healing on all levels. So be it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You
And
as
thank you.
well.
And thank you for joining this chat today. So we opened with the Medicine Buddha mantra. So I'd like to close with that. Or were there any other more comments, or did you have any questions that I can try to help you
No,
with?
this was really wow. This is really good. At least for the introduction and the opening. I'm definitely gonna stay with your classes. That's gonna be the next Sunday. So I'm gonna do the reading all month, and then we're gonna gather next Sunday.
Oh yeah, and feel free to read ahead. But
Okay.
I just really like that whole idea of just one a month, and then that way
Yeah.
it gives that.
No, I like that because you said it's gonna deal with each chakra each month, right? So I'll have a greater understanding of it all.
And then when we get to the crown energy, then that's going to be on our last session. That'll be on Halloween.
Oh,
It
that's
just
my
worked out.
favorite holiday. That's my favorite holiday.
So I got excited when I saw that. Oh. And I don't like to, and truthfully, for November and December, like November, I might do like a free just a meditation or something like that. But no one takes, or at least for me, December, I don't worry about running anything because everyone's doing their thing and busy, and
Right.
Christmas. Um, but yeah, I got excited when I realized, oh, the last one's Halloween.
Well, that excites me. See, that's divine right there. Then that's my favorite holiday. So I'm in the right place. That makes me feel good. So, okay, thank you.
So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vaisajja Guru Vaidriya Prabhajaya Tathagataya Rahate Samyak Sambaraya Taryata Om Vaisajja Samakate Swaha. Blessings and peace to all beings, especially those suffering and in need of divine mercy. So be it. All right. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your.
Thank you. You too. Thank you
I
so
look
much.
forward to seeing you.
Next
Well,
month.
hopefully we'll interact before that, but
Okay.
the next
Thank
month.
you. Thank,
Thank you.
sounds good. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, hi, Robert joined us. Hi, Robert. I didn't realize you were on here. All right. Have a